Japan has had what, 17 or 18 prime ministers in the last 30 years? Do you remember any of their names? Of course not. Nobody has ever cared to know who former Japanese prime ministers are. They have all been inconsequential in their own right. They have all been complicit in not letting Japan strengthen itself. They have been culpable in ensuring that Japan follows a pacifist defense strategy. Hell, even Japan's military is called the Japan Defense Forces. What does that tell you about the political history of the country? Japan has been a defensive nation after World War II. It made sense to an extent. However, with the rise of China as an expansionist, land-hungry and demented power, Japan should have abandoned its pacifism long ago. Yet, it took one man to do that for Japan, and we today know that man as Shinzo Abe. He transformed Japan's defense policy, and today the country is a member of the Quad, is rallying global support for Taiwan, is becoming one of the most formidable forces in the Indo-Pacific, and is giving Xi Jinping repeated panic attacks. Shinzo Abe has been one of the most consequential prime ministers Japan has ever had. He has been followed by Yoshihide Suga, but really it's like Abe never left. And now it seems Abe-san is making a comeback. Hi and welcome. This is TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host Sanbir Ranhotra, and in this video we'll explain why Shinzo Abe's political career is far from done. Let's begin. It's never a dull day in Japan. Ever since former Prime Minister and proclaimed China hawk Shinzo Abe retired last year owing to a deterioration in his health, many around the world believed that Japan could very well once again regress into an era of pacifism and conflict evasion. However, with the coming of Yoshihide Suga, it is almost as if Shinzo Abe never went away. Suga is Abe's shadow. In fact, under the new Prime Minister, Japan has grown even more determined to take on China, whether it be in the East China Sea, South China Sea, or across the world. Now, in a move which could signal the coming back of Shinzo Abe and the strengthening of Yoshihide Suga's position as Prime Minister, Vice Foreign Minister Takeo Akiba is all set to be appointed as the new National Security Advisor of Japan. The move is expected to give the Foreign Ministry more say in diplomacy and security policies and increase the synchrony between Japan's defense and foreign affairs establishments. Akiba became Senior Vice Foreign Minister in January 2018 and has been responsible for behind-the-scene negotiations with the United States and China, among other tasks. According to reports, Takeo Akiba is close to both Shinzo Abe as well as Yoshihide Suga. As National Security Advisor, Takeo Akiba will be head of Japan's National Security Secretariat, which assists the National Security Council. The NSC was launched by Abe in 2013 as the command base for Japan's foreign and security policies. Given the respect Shinzo Abe enjoyed and still enjoys in the psyche of Japanese people, it has become difficult for his successor, Suga-san, and his party, Liberal Democratic Party, to fill his shoes. Given these circumstances, Shinzo Abe has been increasing his activities to help his party and provide more and more support from outside. And as his medical situation normalizes steadily, he is all set to make a grand comeback to help the country sail through these tough times. Shinzo Abe is getting increasingly involved in the governance of Japan once again, and especially on matters like foreign and defense policy. Abe's inputs have helped a great deal in Japan projecting itself as a force to be reckoned with. Japan has committed to helping Taiwan in the event of a Chinese invasion and has also played a pivotal role in ensuring that the G7 and European Union release statements underlining the importance of peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait. Only recently, for the first time since the 1970s, Japan forced the United States to commit to Taiwan in a joint statement, in line with Shinzo Abe's aggressive foreign policy aimed squarely against China. It was under Shinzo Abe that the Quad was materialized as Japan moved away from pacifism, thus paving a path for the four member countries, India, Japan, the USA and Australia, to come together. Under him, Japan started a tit-for-tat with China in the realm of neighborhood policy. the international cooperation among like-minded countries and Japan increased, and Shinzo Abe was able to succeed in making Japan a dominant power in the Indo-Pacific. When it came to letting China know that its misadventures in and around the Senkaku Islands will not be tolerated, it was Shinzo Abe's stern policy, being followed to this very day, which projected Japan as a nation determined to protect itself and its neighborhood. With the appointment of an NSA who is close to Shinzo Abe, the Suga government is only solidifying the former Prime Minister's legacy and influence, making a comeback by Abe all the more imminent.